Flying looks calm, until it isn't. In this video, you'll see real moments caught on camera when a normal flight suddenly turns into a plane crash in just seconds. No drama, no fake edits, just what happened as it happened. Some clips are hard to watch, but every one of them shows how fast things can go wrong and why safety matters. Watch closely and tell me in the comments, which moment shocked you the most? On the 14th of June 1997, a Royal Danish Navy Westland Lynx Mark 80 crashed during a public display at the Góralska Air Picnic near Warsaw, Poland. During a low-altitude steep turn and climb, the helicopter hit the ground and the impact caused the crash. All three crew survived, though spectators were injured. The helicopter was later rebuilt during Denmark's Lynx fleet upgrade and returned to service as a Super Lynx Mark 90B.
Proszę zachować spokój. Prosimy o zachowanie spokoju. Prosimy o niewchodzenie bezwzględnie na murach. Proszę Państwa, jak widać, załogę się nic nie stało. Wychodzi w tej chwili ze śmigłowca. Proszę o zatrzymanie operatorów kamer. Operatorzy kamer! Telewizja stop! Telewizja stop! Telewizja stop! Siły porządkowe, proszę zatrzymać operatorów kamer. Siły porządkowe, proszę zatrzymać natychmiast operatorów kamer. Dobrze, po prostu maszyna jest trochę uszkodzona, ale pilotom nic się nie stało. Zdewastowana. Po prostu takie rzeczy zdarzają się niejednokrotnie. Wszystko się dobrze skończyło, proszę Państwa, powracamy do wręczenia.
On 25 July 2015, a Robinson R-44 helicopter crashed into the Black Sea near the port of Sarajevo, Bulgaria. During the approach to land near the shoreline, the pilot maneuvered to avoid a sudden obstacle. The rotor speed dropped too low, and the helicopter struck the water. The pilot and two passengers got out without injuries.
Eita, que lá vem, Brutão.
The exact date and location of this accident are not confirmed. In the video, a small aircraft tries to land on a rough mining airstrip, but the pilot loses control during the rollout and the aircraft crashes. The most likely cause is loss of control on an uneven surface during landing.
Cuidado, gente. Cuidado pra não explodir, pô. Explosão, pô. Olha a explosão, olha. Tem gente gritando ainda. Cuidado, cuidado. Explosão, explosão.
On 23 June 2007, a French-built Eurocopter AS-355N helicopter crashed into Yellow Bay in the Gulf of Finland, in Russia's Vyborg district, shortly after taking off from the shoreline. Investigators found no engine or system failures and said the most likely cause was pilot error. During the climb, the helicopter was pulled up too sharply and rolled left, possibly after the pilot was blinded by sun glare off the water. One pilot died, while the other pilot and the passengers survived. On February 13, 2021, a Dassault Falcon 900 EX tried to take off from Montgomery Gibbs Executive Airport in San Diego, California. The jet wouldn't lift off, so the crew aborted the takeoff and the aircraft ran off the end of the runway. Investigators later found it was too heavy, loaded too far forward, and the trim was set wrong, so it couldn't rotate for takeoff. On 14 October 2010, a Pacific Aerospace PAC 750XL was damaged during landing at Talcha Airport, also known as Rara Airport in Nepal. After touchdown on the very uneven, unpaved runway, the front landing gear collapsed and the aircraft struck the ground hard, damaging the propeller. No one was killed.
I wish I zoomed in though. Well, at least we got that on video. It doesn't look like a crash. Is that airplane? Yeah. Oh.
On February 20th, 2021, United Airlines Flight 328, a Boeing 777-200, took off from Denver, Colorado, heading to Honolulu, when the right engine failed just after liftoff. Investigators said a fan blade broke, which led to major engine damage and a fire, sending smoke and debris into the air. The crew declared an emergency and landed back in Denver safely.
Vamos lá, ó. Tiozão, 88 anos, tá vindo com tudo.
On January 1st, 2020, a small single-engine plane crashed just after takeoff near Monte Verde, Minas Gerais, Brazil. Witnesses said it didn't gain enough altitude and went down seconds later, and the exact reason was not confirmed at the time. 2 people were rescued and taken to a hospital with minor injuries.
Puta merda!
Calma! Calma, calma, moça! Calma, moça, calma! Calma! Calma, moça, calma!
で前の飛行機ですね。これはクリスティン・ハツキーと言いますアメリカ製の飛行機です。
In 2007, a glider was involved in a landing accident during the Sky Leisure Japan 2007 event in Miyako-Nojo, Japan. During the landing rollout, the glider lost control and impacted the ground, causing damage. The most likely cause was a hard or unstable landing and loss of control on rollout. On 22nd January 2017, a powered trike made a forced landing after an engine failure. The crankshaft broke, the engine stopped, and the pilot put it down as safely as possible. There were no injuries, only damage to the aircraft. On October 29, 2015, a dynamic International Airways Boeing 767 was engulfed in flames while taxiing at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport in Florida. Investigators said the fire started after a fuel line connection came loose because required safety wire was not installed during maintenance, causing a large fuel leak that ignited on hot engine surfaces. Everyone got out, but 22 people were injured during the evacuation. The exact date is not confirmed, but the video shows an ML-300 ultralight making a forced landing near Timóteo, Brazil. The aircraft comes down hard and is damaged. The reported cause is an engine failure, but I could not find an official report that confirms the exact cause or the exact date.
Beleza, beleza?
Beleza?
Beleza.
Não deu.
Beleza, velho. Tá beleza? Tá beleza.
Ó.
On August 18, 2016, a cockpit video was published showing a Cessna 207 running off the runway during landing in Panama. The report says the pilot touched down past the midpoint of the runway on a wet surface, leaving too little distance to stop. No injuries were reported.
Ya la pinga, loco.
Eita aí, puta que pariu! Caralho!
On May 18, 2025, a Vans RV-8 had an accident during an air show at the Aerospace Museum at Campo dos Afonsos Air Force Base in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. During a low-altitude maneuver, the airplane struck the ground and slid to a stop, and the pilot was not hurt. The cause is still under investigation, but early reports mentioned a possible bird strike.
Merda!
Ele tá bem, ele tá bem.
Caraca, conseguiu pousar bem.
Queria mandar um ponto ao rapaz, tá explicando, não, rapaz, tá explicando. Faz isso que eu achava. É.
On February 23, 2025, a Beechcraft A-36 Bonanza came up short while landing on the Alton Bay ice runway on Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire. The pilot flew the final approach too low and too slow, and the airplane hit a snowbank before the runway, causing substantial damage, but both people on board were not hurt. On February 10, 2025, an Aero Commander 690D made an emergency landing at Sorocaba Airport in Sao Paulo State, Brazil. The landing gear did not lock properly and collapsed on touchdown, so the aircraft slid on its belly. No one on board was hurt. On May 6, 2012, a Maule M-7 260 ran off the runway during landing at Brigham City Airport in Utah, USA. After a normal touchdown, a gusting crosswind pushed the airplane offline. The right main landing gear collapsed, and the aircraft came to rest off the runway. Investigators said the cause was the pilot's failure to maintain directional control while landing in a gusty crosswind. In 1991, during the Reno Air Races in Reno, Nevada, a Lancer suffered a serious failure while testing a new propeller. One propeller blade broke off in flight, tearing away parts of the engine, but the pilot managed to get the aircraft back on the ground. The cause was propeller blade separation, which triggered violent vibration and major engine damage.